Break the board sports. It's your boy RJ Cash. Click that like, hit subscribe. Here we go. College hoops on a Sunday here. Huge slate of games. Not going to be able to get to them all, obviously. But again, click that like, hit subscribe. Go to breaktheboardsports.com. Put in NFL, put in promo code NFL50 all caps, and so you can get 50% off your monthly or weekly package. If we're not a minimum 5.5 units up, you get the following 2 months for free all the way through March Madness. First game on the board, want to touch on. Let's get into Penn State at Maryland. Now, Maryland's a 2.5 point favored. They're getting 59% ticket count, 62% of the handle, 41% ticket count, 38% of the handle on the Penn State Nittany Lions. 147.5 is the total. Bets and money perfect 50-50 on the 147 total there, 147.5. Maryland, again, 59% ticket count, 62% of the handle. Now, Terrapins come into this 7-10 as to where Penn State comes in 9-8 on the year. When you look into it as far as their home and away splits, Penn State averaging 81.8 points per game on the road. Maryland averaging 76.1 points per game. So about 5 points per game average there for Penn State. Penn State giving up 79.5. Maryland giving up 72.2. Kind of puts you right there where the line is. Good job by the odds makers on that one. Now, Penn State, they're just 1-7 straight up over their last 8 games and 2-4 straight up the last 6 times they've met up with Maryland. On the road at Maryland, just 1-4. So not good there. Also, Penn State has really struggled against Big Ten competition. Penn State 0-6 against the Big Ten, but they have been able to cover against Maryland. Penn State 8-2 against the spread their last 10 versus Maryland. Now, Maryland, they're in the same boat as Penn State, both 1-7 over their last 8. But at home, the Terps have been better, 15-5 over their last 20. And again, Maryland 7-1 their last 8 versus Penn State at home. Maryland is also 4-1 ATS their last 5 at home when they play on a Sunday. I did not get to the window on this one, just full transparency. If I did, I would have went with the money line with Maryland. I would have took them there minus $1.50, but just too high when it's a bad basketball team. So I just passed on the game. Didn't want any parts of it. Next game on the board, I wanted to touch on Florida Atlantic laying 3.5 at Temple. Now the total is 151.5. 53% of bets equaling 47% of the handle going to the over, 47% of bets equaling 53% of the handle to the under. Now, let's get to the side. 53% of ticket count, 64% of the handle is laying the 3.5 on the road with the Florida Atlantic Owls. 47% of ticket count, 36% of the handle taking Temple in this one. Now, Florida Atlantic comes in 12-6 straight up, 11-5 ATS, but just 2-3 on the road. Temple, on the other hand, 11-6 straight up, 500 ATS, 8-8. But Temple is 8-1 at home now. These two teams played once last year. That was at Temple. Florida Atlantic won that game 83-81. And then the year before, they split out. Temple winning by 1. Florida Atlantic winning by 12. When you dive in a little further into the handicap again, this one opened up 1.5. Now we've gotten all the way to 3.5 with the Florida Atlantic Owls. Again, Florida Atlantic 12-5, or 12-6 rather. Temple 11-6. When you get into the game statistically, Florida Atlantic on the road averaging 74.3 points per game, but Temple at home is averaging 80.3 points per game. So right there, you got a 6-point edge going to the way of Temple. Now, Temple gives up 68 points per game on defense at home, as where Florida Atlantic giving up 79.5. So huge statistical favor here with the home dog. Florida Atlantic is 4-1 straight up their last 5, and they're 8-1 ATS their last 9 against American Conference foes. 4-1 ATS their last 5. Florida Atlantic also does well when they're in the role of the favorite. 5-1 straight up their last 6 when they are favored. Temple, we talked about it, 7-1 straight up their last 8. They're 6-2 ATS their last 8 as well. They've won 6 straight at home. They are 6-2 ATS versus the American Conference. On a Sunday, when Temple plays at home on a Sunday, it's been very good for them. 5-1 over their last 6 games. I took the Temple Owls here +3.5. I like Temple here in the Battle of the Hoots, as I like to call it. Temple +3.5 is the play today. That number is over at FanDuel. It's juice -115, but that's the best price on the board for this game as to where DraftKings it's 2.5. So again, just to kind of help you there, get the best of the number. Next game I want to touch on, San Francisco hosts Washington State. Now, San Francisco is laying 5.5 in this game. Just want to make sure there's not a better number. 5.5 -110. 70% of tickets are on San Francisco, but the problem, the Dons are only getting 38% of the money on that. So very public trend there. 30% of bets, equaling 62% of the handle, is on the Washington State Cougs in this one. Now, the Cougs, this line opened 5.5. It has stayed 5.5. Cougs come into this one 8-11 as to where San Francisco 12-8. San Francisco 7-2 at home. But credit to Washington State, they're 4-2 on the road. They've actually played pretty decent on the road, have the Cougs. Now, Wazoo averaging 72.3 points per game on the road. That's where San Francisco averaging 78.1. Washington State giving up 77.6 on the road. That's where San Francisco giving up 67.8 points per game. Washington State, when they've been in the role of the underdog, they have lost 20 straight games. I'll say that again. When they are in the role of the underdog, Washington State has lost 20 straight games. Pretty incredible. But they love Sundays. The Cougs are 12-5-1 against the spread their last 18 games on a Sunday. They've played to the under 4 of their last 5 on the road and 8 of their last 12 overall. That total sets 144.5. 66% of bets, 59% of the handle going to the over. That under 144.5, 34% ticket count, 41% of the handle. Now, the Dons, they're 8-1 when they play on a Sunday, but they are 17-3 their last 20 at home, 6-3 straight up their last 9. But San Francisco struggles to cover. They are 1-5 ATS over their last 6. Listen, I think San Francisco here is a good play. I took San Francisco parlayed with the LA Rams 2-team money line parlay plus 108 over there at FanDuel. I did get to the window on that one. Just thought there was good value there for the game. Arizona State visits number 7 Houston Cougars here tonight. And when you dive into the handicap part of this on the game here for tonight, Arizona State getting 35% ticket count, 28% of the handle. Houston getting 65% ticket count, 72% of the handle here for the 7th-ranked Cougs. Cougs have been just an absolute wrecking ball. Now, this opened up 16.5. We've jumped up a point there on the line here for this one. Now, 10-7 is the Arizona State Sun Devils. 16-1 is 7th-ranked Houston. Houston 9-0 at home as to where Arizona State 1-3 here on the road. Really struggled. Sun Devils again 10-7. Houston 16-1. When you look into the splits of this one, Arizona State 81.2 points per game on the road, as where Houston only averaging 77.1. So a 4-point or 5-point advantage there. But Arizona State giving up 87.3, only 56.6 for Houston. We know how tough their defense is. Huge 30-point swing there on that one. Arizona State just 2-4 ATS over their last 6. They're 1-5 straight up over that same time frame. Arizona State's also struggled since moving to the Big 12, 1-8 straight up their last 12, but they are 6-3 against the spread their last 9 when they're in the role of the dog. Houston has won 10 straight at home, or 10 straight games overall. They've won 14 straight at home, 7-2 ATS their last 9. The month of January, they've been lights out, 17-0 their last 17 games on a Sunday. Listen, I was really trying to make a hard case for Arizona State here on the road. Problem is, guys, and just being transparent, it's really hard to get me to the window on a road team in college basketball. I've said this over and over. I just feel like probably the greatest edge in sports as far as home field, home court is college basketball. I just feel like that's the biggest advantage there is. So for me, I just stayed away. Wasn't enough again to get me to the window on this one. So it was just a stay away for me there on that game. RJ Cash, Break the Board Sports, giving you stats, trends, information to help you with your handicap. Click that like, hit subscribe, go to breaktheboardsports.com, put in promo code NFL50, get the divisional place here on Sunday, national championship game, everything, not up a minimum 5 units. You get to follow in 2 months for free. Whether you fade or follow, hope you win your bets. God bless and happy handicapping.